If you want to see how I made the most delicious coconut jollof rice ever, very easy, very simple to make, then keep on watching. So as you can see already, I've started boiling my rice, and the cup you just saw now is the cup I used to measure the rice. And with that same cup, I measured out 4 cups of rice. And now I'm done parboiling it, and I'm just going to pour it in a sieve and rinse it with cold water. So while I set that aside, I'll go ahead and start cooking the meat. And for the protein of choice, I'm using chicken. Now to season the meat, I'll go ahead and blend some crayfish, onion, ginger and scotch bonnet pepper. After blending, I'll add that into the pot of meat, just half of it, and then I'll save the remaining half for later use. And to that pot again, I'll go in with some seasoning cubes. I'm using Knorr chicken seasoning cubes in this case. You can use any seasoning cubes of your choice, but I would suggest you use the chicken one. After that, I went in with some rosemary. I also went in with some curry powder. I also went in with some paprika powder, nutmeg powder, and lastly I went in with some salt. Now I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. I'm adding water because the meat looks dry. If not, I would have just left it to cook on its own juice, but since there is no water coming out from the meat, I went on ahead and add some water, just a little bit, and mix everything to combine well. Then cover the pot and allow this to cook just for about 10 minutes or thereabouts, and then I'll go ahead and air fry the meat. You don't want the meat to be completely done because we are still going to be air frying it. So once the meat is done cooking, I transferred into my air fryer basket and fried until they turned golden brown. I'll show you that later. But in a larger pot, I've gone in with some butter sticks. Now for this recipe, you must use either coconut oil or butter. In my own case, I'm using butter because I don't have coconut oil, and let me tell you, the flavor, the taste, oh my goodness. Okay, once the butter has melted, I went in with the sliced hot dog sausages, and I'm using three hot dog sausages, 3 large ones, and then I stir fried it for some minutes until they turned brown, like so. I took it out of the pot and set aside. Now in that same oil or that same butter, I've gone in with some onions and the blended crayfish, onion, ginger and scotch bonnet pepper, the one we set aside earlier, you remember? Yes. After that, I went in with some green bell peppers and some fresh tomatoes. Those are the vegetables I'll be using in this recipe. Then I'm going to fry until they fry really well. And then I went in with the chicken stock. That's the meat we got from cooking the chicken. And I also went in with my coconut milk. I don't have fresh coconut and I don't even have time for that, so I always use this one. You can take a screenshot if you want to get it. It is so good, like it's so creamy and thick, so you want to definitely get it, okay? Or you can use any brand of your choice. Now after adding the coconut milk, I added some salt and some seasoning cubes just to give it a little bit more flavor and taste, you know. And then I went in with the parboiled rice. Now when parboiling the rice, you don't want it to start cooking, just parboil for about 6 minutes or thereabout. Just make sure that the rice is still very much strong. What we are doing here is to get rid of the starch. I wouldn't advise to cook this with a non-parboiled rice, as it might not give you that yummy taste. I don't know, but this is just my opinion. So after adding the rice, I mixed everything to combine really well, and then I covered with a foil paper together with the pot lid and let it cook until it was done. But make sure you come back to stir on intervals. Make sure to keep an eye on the pot so that it doesn't get burnt. After the rice was done cooking, I went in with some spring onions, which you've seen me add earlier, and I threw in some butter just to give it a little bit more shine and flavor as well. Then I went in with some of that hot dog sausages, which we fried and set aside earlier, and the remaining hot dog sausages, I'll be using it in my salad, so that's why I left some and kept aside. Now mix everything till they are well combined. And over here is our chicken, looking all good, looking so inviting. They are ready at this point, so I had to place everything on the rice just to make it look more attractive and beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, that's our coconut jollof rice, and here is the salad which we are going to be pairing it with. It is a very simple one. It's a mixture of carrot, green, purple cabbage, and then I added a little bit of cherry tomatoes and some of that hot dog sausages, and then I drizzle with some lemon juice and mix. That's all I added in the salad. And after serving, I drizzled with some shrimp sauce. I don't really know what to call this, but it serves as mayonnaise, but it has this shrimp flavor and yummy taste to it. That's what I drizzled on top of the salad, and this meal was absolutely so delicious. Everyone in my family loved and enjoyed it, and I hope you do when you get to try it out.